Today we're gonna be cooking. We're gonna have a really chill night. I'm making tacos. Levi is into Peppa Pig by accident. That wasn't intentional. And he's watching it right now. I'm trying not to make it a thing because I think Peppa Pig is rude. I have no manners, and we don't want Peppa Pig to be the reason why Levi gets in trouble. Okay? So he watches it periodically. He watches it periodically, but it's not about to be a thing. It's not about to be a thing. Okay? So yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week. So this happened. I was looking at my tree and I was kind of like, it needs revamping. So I took up all the decorations and I went to Walmart and literally like nothing was left in terms of decorations. The only thing I could find was this ribbon, and it's actually really, I think this is even like the wrong type of ribbon because this looks really thin. As in this looks like the type of ribbon that you'd use to like do gifts. But anyways, we're gonna work with it. Okay, don't knock my little tree. Okay, I bought last minute and you know I can't find a star for it, but it's okay. You don't need a store. Yeah guys, so I'm gonna redo that. So we're gonna do the tree together. I know that I had the wall tree and I could not find any more decorations for that, so I apologize. It's not to stay the way it is. So right now I'm just gonna season the ground beef. I'm gonna go ahead and season it. I'm using some onion seasoning, some paprika, some Italian seasoning, some chili powder, some all-purpose seasoning, you know. I don't know how hard people go. Some garlic powder. I use this Cool Runnings and Herbs seasoning. I don't know how hard people go when they make stuff, like especially ground beef, but I like my ground beef to be well seasoned. I'm sorry guys. So I don't know about anybody else, but I like when my food is well seasoned. Like well seasoned. So right now I'm adding the paprika. And you know we black people don't really measure seasoning. So I can't really tell you how much is in there. I'm only also using this Italian style seasoning. And the secret to making your ground beef taste sharp is Diana sauce. Like you want to put a little bit of Diana sauce in there. We're gonna put a little bit of seasoning salt because it's very easy to make ground beef salty really quickly. And I buy extra lean ground beef, so I'm just using a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. Sprinkle a little bit of that on there. Mix everything up, the Italian seasoning and my garlic and pepper and herb seasoning. Honey, you need to put everything in your ground beef. Okay, and you can very much well use the original. I have the original, then I have the smoked barbecue one. Those are my two favorite flavors. I think there are only two flavors, I'm not even sure. But I'm gonna mix it up in there. That's Levi in his high chair, making a ruckus. Okay, so I'm not really a fan of hard tacos, but that's all we really have in the house right now. So we're gonna be using these hard tacos. Okay, almost ready. We're gonna leave it like this. He keeps flinging his toys on the ground. He thinks it's funny. Stop doing it. Stop. You guys hear him? Anyways, we're gonna turn off the ground beef for now. ground beef is done. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I make an amazing salsa. I learned to make it the other day randomly because we had I think last week or the week before we had nachos and we had no salsa, and I made it because I had like a whole bunch of tomatoes, honey. So I'll make it again for you guys. So essentially I use tomatoes, onions, and garlic. I blend it up, I add my seasoning, and it's the best thing you've ever had. You can use a little bit of apple cider vinegar to give it a kick. So I'll make it for you guys right now. Let's get into it. So I'm curious, how many people since the pandemic feel like their cooking game has gone up 100%? Like, I feel like if I was at a 5 or 4, 100 out of 10, cause you cook for fun now with pandemic, you know what I mean? And put on weight and just get fat for no reason. That's why I've been taking my garlic and ginger mix every morning to help me in my struggle, and that's been working. It's working. So what I've been doing is I try to have my carbs in one meal. Oh, the light. Yes, hopefully this is a little bit better in terms of the position of the camera. Anyways, yeah, so okay guys, so those of a blender, it's the best way to mince up your onions, garlics very finely if you're trying to make sauces. So I'm using my Ninja. I'm just putting it in a little cup, and I'm just going to get them minced up really fine. I'm using 1 onion. You can use 2 depending on how many people you're making the salsa for. It's just me and Odin. So I like to make it fresh every time. So yeah, so I'm just gonna use, I have a bunch of these baby tomatoes. I think it tastes better honestly with the bigger tomatoes, but just, I can't even tell you how much. I'm just kind of guesstimating it. I'm using several though. I think it's the main ingredient. And then we're just gonna use 1 clove of garlic. Now, Levi's the best. Just gonna cut it up into small pieces. If you want, you can crush it first. It kind of helps with getting the flavor out. I'm just kind of slicing it in 2 and dropping it in there. And that's pretty much it. And I'm going to add my seasoning after the fact. I'm going to use a cork full of this apple cider vinegar. Yeah, so I put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And I'm going to season it. And I'll put a tops. You know, Jamaicans say a tops, like a little bit. I'm not Jamaican, so don't come for me. I'm Canadian. I was born and raised here, if anybody was curious. I'm married to Jamaican, but I'm Canadian, okay? So no one never come for me when it comes to cooking, because I cook differently from Jamaicans, okay? I grew up in a Jamaican household, but I've adapted, let me say, a Western, somewhat Western cooking. I lied. What am I talking about? If you're preparing this ahead of time, you can leave it to chill. But we're gonna eat very soon, so it's not really necessary. I'm gonna sprinkle it, use some of my all-purpose seasoning in there. Levi's a hot mess. And I love paprika, so I'm gonna put a little bit of paprika in there. Levi dropped his toys. I could have put more. You know, I'm gonna put a bit more tomatoes in there. So I'm just gonna crush these up. And if you like your salsa chunky, sis, live your best life. If you like it, you make it how you want it. You know what I mean? You do your thing. And now we're gonna make guac, and guac is really easy. My phone's dying. But essentially, it's just the guacamole. You mash it up, you put some seasonings in it. You put salt and pepper, and you move on with your life. So I'm just gonna kind of plate everything and come back to you guys once we're at the table. This product looks like, we got the salsa, we have the sour cream, we have the guacamole. I only had 1 avocado, so it's kind of weak. We have the ground beef, we have the cheese, and we have our tacos. So let's get into it. This is dinner, guys. This is dinner.
Bedtime.